everyone. Thank you for coming to mark the 3rd anniversary of Citizens United with us, the Ohio Public Interest Research Group, Move to Amend, and Progress Ohio. Our end of the job here is to look at the research, to see how is corporate personhood and allowing money to be defined as speech affecting our democracy. Unfortunately, the results I have for you today are a bit depressing. It is having an effect, and it's not a good one. Today we're releasing a report, the $1 Billion Democracy Report. This is a report we put together with Demos, looking at FEC and other data to look specifically at outside spending in the election. So not necessarily what the actual candidates themselves were spending, but what the super PACs and those other dark money groups were spending on the election. We've broken out Ohio-specific data, which I'm going to highlight for you. We found that super PACs spent $18.8 million in Ohio just on the federal House and Senate races. Just within our state, $18.8 million. Can you think of what else Ohio could have used $18.8 million for?
Food, clothing, shelter.
There's lots of good ideas out there. I can think of plenty just myself. We also found that dark money groups, so not super PACs, but groups that don't have to report what people, what corporations, or what countries their money is coming from. Dark money groups funneled money into Ohio and were accountable for 41% of outside spending. So 41% of outside spending, we don't know where that money came from, who that money came from. If we look overall at the outside spending in Ohio races, 95% of that spending came from groups outside of Ohio. So in electing our representatives, we call them representatives for a reason. Ohio's representatives to Congress, 95% of the money that went to the outside spending on their elections came from people not in Ohio. This isn't what democracy is supposed to be. Some other startling stats that we wrote down so you can take a look at. Now, it's true that both Obama and Romney relied on lots of small donors for much of their spending, but unfortunately it was a small amount of their spending. So they did raise $3.13 million from small donors. Fantastic. 3.7 small donors, in fact. However, those 3.7 million donors were outspent by 32 donors to super PACs. 32 individuals donating to super PACs spent more than those 3.7 individual contributions. They spent on average $9.9 million apiece. So when we're talking about one person, one vote, that's not what's happening in our democracy anymore. The more money you have, the louder a voice you have in our democracy. This breaks down people that spent at least $1 million to super PACs in the 2012 cycle. 99 people, that's not a lot. We actually spelled out in stick figures, 99 people, it's not a lot. Together, they spent 60% of the individual contributions to super PACs. So you and I could donate to super PACs. Why are super PACs so bad? We could donate to them, I could donate to them. But our donation isn't going to be much because 60% of that super PAC money is coming from just 99 people who are deciding the issues they're talking about, the candidates they're attacking, and the issues they're urging candidates to take a stance on. Now, the one good thing about super PACs is they do have to disclose where their donors come from. However, 501c4s, 501c5s, other categories of outside spending groups don't have to say where their money's coming from. So when it comes to all outside spending in the 2012 election, 31% we have no idea where it came from. 31%. This could have come from any country, any corporation, any individual, and we don't know. This is democracy in America today, thanks to the Citizens United decision. Our report is available on the website. If you'd like to see the full report, I'm available for questions, and then the Ohio data is broke out on a flyer if you'd like to check that out as well. So thank you again for being here today. I hope this shows a bit about how this affects individuals in the United States and in Ohio. If we want our government to reasonably weigh all values implicated by a given policy, public health decisions, economic decisions, environmental impact, safety, individual privacy, we should not give profit-driven companies the power to use their significant resources to affect elections and decide our laws. Thank you for being here today.